This is Tall Garage. We're back on the 4300 today. The parts for the push rod cover showed up from our friends at SendcutSend. So we are going to spend the day fitting them and seeing just how close Adam got our CAD designs. So let's get to that. But before that, let me know if you guys have any past experience with CAD stuff down in the comments. And make sure you catch this Monday's Live where we talk about the new project that I'm spitballing around to go up against JB's little shop. So make sure you catch that Monday, and we're going to get started on this. All right, so we've been gluing this together, and unfortunately, two of the pieces didn't come out right. I think we might have had them exported on the wrong plane, but this is the push rod cover right here. And the original idea was going to be to just have a really nice custom finned one-off cover made, right? Let me get my finger out of the way. Yeah, the original plan was to have a one-of custom cover made. And I quickly decided against that because, like, I'm trying to do this, so everybody can have a shot at doing this. And if I do the R&D to get this not only cheap, but readily available, that'll benefit everybody. So that's kind of what we're attempting to do here. So I've already realized I made a couple of mistakes. Somehow I made this piece a ½ inch too long. I don't know how I did that. I really don't. But this is why we did it in MFD, because the stuff's super cheap. You can imagine if I were to did this in aluminum right off the bat, that would have been a bit expensive, and that's a big mess up. So we're doing it in this stuff. Also, I'm planning on buying a 3D scanner. So what that would allow us to do is make a 3D model of all of this with a simple scan, import that into our CAD program, in this case SolidWorks, and then we'd be able to model a cover directly onto that 3D model, and everything would be perfect, like right off the bat. But I don't have that scanner. It's $1,000, so that's definitely on the to-do list. Yeah. So another big consideration here is we really want to get this as tight as possible to the bottom of this head. And right now, we're sitting a little bit further than we want. So not only are we going to shorten this piece, but we're going to take what I got, 10 millimeters out of this right here. That should bring this in closer to be flush with this. And then I'm going to take it out of the bottom here to bring this all the way in to this. So that will give us some room. And the reason we're doing that is we need to make room for a distributor to go in. So hopefully by doing that we'll have enough room. And then if we really have to, we can once we get the aluminum one welded up, we can put it on a mill, and we can just take out about half this thickness in a nice slot to give that distributor enough room. Because we are still using it for cam sync. We're not using it for spark and whatnot, for ignition. But we are using it for cam sync. Oh, and to run the oil pump, right? So we kind of need it. The oil pan's still not on it yet because I'm waiting on the balancer here to show up. My friend has it. He's making me a hub to put our trigger wheel on it for the EFI. So once he gets done with that, we should be able to get the rest of this bottom end buttoned up. A couple other things that I have to ponder is I need to get a dipstick. I heard that the 302 dipsticks are the same. They're just a slightly different shape. So I'm going to get one, and then we'll put it in here. We'll have to cut it to length because it probably won't be right. But we got that to do. I need to get some engine mounts because I think we're going to make a wooden cradle like this guy right here, and to put the engine on, and then we can wire it up to run. I just want something sturdy to put the cradle to. This engine is going in that truck, and that engine's coming out, so I can't use that cradle, unfortunately. And that's about it. This video's a little short, so I'll I'll let you guys know how this goes. Oh, the one other thing I made, if I know where I put it, which, you know, I figured now that I'm looking for it, I don't see it anywhere. We made this too. We made this guy too. And that goes right there. So we're probably not going to use this oil pump provision, right? So that goes right there to cover that up. These holes need to be a little bit bigger, but we nailed it on the first try. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Something we could do with this though, right, is the new direct injected engines, they use a mechanical fuel pump to get that high fuel pressure. So if we could design some kind of mount to put this on, to put one of them high pressure fuel pumps on this engine and run off that load, that'd be cool. Now I don't know what kind of fuel pressure you'd get because the direct injecting lobes are like a tri-lobe. So they got like three lobes. So I don't know if this would, I mean, you would still get some pressure out of it. I just don't know how much. So like I said, if I get the scanner and I can scan this, I can scan one of them pumps, which I have. I mean, that would be pretty cool to make that. So that's kind of where we are. Like I said, the goal is we could have had a really nice custom one-off push rod cover, but I think for this build and everybody else that wants to do this build, me doing the R&D and putting the effort is probably for the best. Even though I probably could have had a side cover like made one-off by now. But anywho, bonus clip, right? Here's the Honda engine. This is a K24A2. We are going to attempt to design a intake adapter. So this intake right here goes on to this motor. So it's a two-piece design, right? I wish my camera would focus. It's having a hard time today. So the goal here is right now you see man, it really doesn't want to focus today. The throttle body is facing this way, which is correct. However, it actually bolts on facing the back of the engine because these are usually mounted in the Hondas on their side, right? So I'm going to create a plate that will adapt that flange to the flange on the intake and let you bolt it on this orientation. Not only should that be the cheapest way to put an intake onto a rear-wheel drive mounted Honda engine like this one here, but I don't think it exists yet. I haven't seen anybody with it out. So TM, my idea, right? All right, guys. So that was just a lot of me talking, and you know, I'm sorry about that. It's been slow. It's been a little slow. Like we're slowing down. I kind of hit a roadblock waiting on that pulley. I couldn't get the rest of the engine put together, but things are moving like in the background. All of the parts to get this thing running are on their way. Wiring harness, injectors, and we have everything else, right? So this thing should be running. I want to say by before the end of the year, like fingers crossed. Like, I don't want to jinx myself, but end of the year. So we got that going on. We got a lot of other little projects that are finally like coming to fruition. So we'll be getting to see more on that. Like I said earlier in the video, make sure you catch tomorrow's live. I think it's going to be a good one. We're going to talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you guys have any questions, make sure to ask them there. This is Tall Garage. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.